that go hard. Halito, Chiatamo, greetings, Oshio, feathers up,
Feathers
feathers
up.
up. Welcome to the Happy to Be Nappy show, yo. And
Happy
we're
to be
here
nappy.
speaking about being a toxin. And if you don't know what the a toxin word means, the ancient original copper colored people of North America. And we just want to say that we never see any other race of people. You never see a Chinese arguing with a Japanese saying, "You're not Japanese, you're from China." You never see a Korean saying, "You're not from Korea, you're from the Philippines."
It's
No,
always
you're not for
us.
the Philippines, you're
We
from
against each
Asia.
other.
You never see a Caucasian saying, "You're not from Germany, you're from Italy." No, you're not from Italy, you're from Switzerland. No, you're not Switzerland, you're from France. No, you're not from France, you're from Sweden.
Yes, they stick
You
together.
never see that because they know that we are the Atoxan people. It's not that they stick together. They know who we are.
Well,
And
they
this is the
do.
land of milk and honey.
Right.
So they don't want us to be here because the Bureau of Land Management, where people started to do this Black Lives Matter. We're not black. See, her hair is black, but she brown. The Bureau of
All day
Land
brown.
Management,
It's black.
right.
It's,
Okay, your hair is black.
It's black.
Okay,
This
that's
phone
black.
is black.
Right,
Yeah.
this is black right here. That's
Yes.
black. So that's where our patents for this land and everything. So every time that we come on here and we talk about who we are, you know, we get a set of people, the fake Native Americans and Africans who got together and lied and having us for a place we never been. Our bloodline is O negative and O positive, which puts us here in North America, that part. So you never see that. And I say it all the time and people get upset. We're never gonna stop saying who we are because the gig is up. Like everybody's being deported, ICE is coming after so many people. But if we
It's
so-called
time.
African Americans, how come ICE is not coming for us? How come ICE never comes for us? ICE don't come for us because they know we was originally here. We've always been here and we're not gonna stop talking about being here. We've educated so many people around the world. Like I want to shout out all the Asian young brothers and sisters on social media letting us know because the people from India, they're not Indian.
Yeah.
The British renamed and we was at the Grand
All of
Canyon
them.
in Lumpkin, Georgia about maybe 2-3 weeks ago and we met this brother from Bharat and he said
That's my sister.
he said that that was the original name was Bharat, their Hindustan, and he agreed with me that the British recolonized them and named it India. If you look up on Google, India means slave. Okay, we are the original. The American Negro, as you look it up, is the American Indian. If you know many writers, Baldwin, James Baldwin, when he said, when you were rooting for the Indians are you, okay? We know this. We went through the Integrity Act of 1924, and because of the Integrity Act of 1924, hola, you couldn't say anymore, comanda, you couldn't say that you were Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot, Mohawk, Chapaloota, Anawea, Yamasee. You couldn't say any of your tribe, Awawak, Taino. You couldn't say it because you were either murdered or went to prison. So there's a lot of people now that they want to be down with the program because now it's popular to say that you're American Indian. But when we were saying it, people come on our feeds, they call us African. We're not African. We look nothing like them. I've been to Africa like 3 times. I went to West Africa. They know. But I want to shout out Central America, one of my famous places in the world. Greetings, Guatemala and Guatemalan, the Mayan Indians up there in Panajachel. The brother Pegrino, he has a restaurant and they play, you know, they do the Mayan culture with the music and everything. And they call me Princesa in Guatemala because I've been going there. My son is 35. I've been going there 34 years. And that's when I was caught up in my whole Rastafari, Selassie, all that. And my parents kept saying, we're not African. We're American Indian. We're Cherokee. We're Yamasee. We're Blackfoot. We're Mohawk, Mohegan. And, the whole nine. My daughter's family is Choctaw. Her father, her grandmother is from Mississippi. That's where the real Egypt is, because Egypt is over here. And so Penguino said to me, Princesa, as he knew I was on that Rastafari spell, because I was cast on spell, as like a lot of people are, but you come out of that spell. And he said, you are one of the indigenous American, right? And I said, yeah. He said, we always know here. We know who you are. We always knew when you was under that Rasta influence. We always knew you was the indigenous Autochthon American Indians. We know who you guys are. We know. And so even there's the Africans are saying that, the conscious Africans, not the idiots that are going around talking foolishness. And we've done so much, because Nigeria is named after a journalist, Caucasian woman. And then the British had their foot on them, and it was Thurman Good Marshall, who is a brother who looks like me, through the Civil Rights Movement, which was a peace treaty, the Indigenous Indian Removal Act, and the Indian Bill of Rights, the Civil Rights Movement. And then we see Martin Luther King and people that look like me. And Thurgood Marshall, what he did for Nigeria, he helped them to free them from the British rule. So when now they're on TikTok and all these platforms saying we don't have no culture, let me tell you something, sweetheart. We are the culture. Everybody loves us and hates us at the same time. Our music, our dance, our swag. Everybody want big lips, big booties, big breasts. Everybody want to dance like us, act like us, talk like us, be like us. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, everybody, the whole world's coming over to North America, which is our land, the sacred land of milk and honey. Okay? I'm not moving nowhere else. I may go visit other places in the world, but I'm never moving to Africa. They want to give me land in Ghana. Mahuntasai, Mahuye, Madase, Iyo. They speak Tree in Ghana. And I told them, give that land to your locals. I don't want to be there. Like Sierra Leone is given, they don't even say African Americans, they say Black Americans. But how we got the word black, and this is black, is because the government relabeled us black. It was Walter Plecker, eugenist, who took our identity as American Indians and gave it to the Caucasian Native Americans and the Asians from Siberia. And I have all the receipts with all the pictures of the boats with them coming over here. They have an illustration of us on a boat, not even a ship, a boat, and we're like sardines. They have an illustration. But your bloodline lets you know who you are. My bloodline is O negative. I'm a universal blood donor to the world. Okay? Yeah, I'm not Native American. I'm American Indian. I'm a toxin. Okay, I'm the original. Native, that just came back in the 70s, whatever, when they did that, because we was the original American Indians. We have gone through so much. We've been hosed down, beat down, and lynched, is because the whole world conspired with the Caucasian Europeans against us. That's why you see in our neighborhoods is Asian, Middle East, people from Bharat, which is now reclassified as India. But like the brother said, they're changing it back to Bharat. All these entities was in our neighborhoods because they made a pact. And so now we're in the age of truth for 2,153 years. The truth is unstoppable, okay? You can't hide the truth. And at this point, feathers up, feathers up, feathers up. It's a good time to be alive. I just want to shout out all my ancestors for being great, and my great-great-grandmother that lived to 96, and her daughter lived to 102, and always told us we're not African, and told us our tribes. Let me tell you, the truth is stranger than fiction. You have learned a fiction story. If you went to a public school, they was free to tell you that lie, because all they have is an illustration on us, a boat. But if you go to Google right now, Wikipedia, they got pictures of the Asians, the so-called Native Americans from Siberia, the Caucasians coming on huge ships coming, and they were the indigenous. Were slaves, the Asians were slaves, every Everybody were slaves. Let's servants. That's who they were. Peace, peace, peace. So I'm here just educating these people. Like they always want to come after us, saying the so-called Black American, because we are the autochthon original indigenous Americans. They want to tell us, oh, you're African. You never see a Chinese telling the Japanese that, yo, you're not Chinese, you're Japanese. No, you're not Korean, you're Philippine. No, you're not Philippine, you're Indonesian. You never see a Caucasian say, no, you're not Italian. You're French. No, you're not French. You're Sweden. No, you're not Sweden. You're German. You never ever see that, and you won't ever see it. But with us, the whole world want to tell us who we are. And I'm O negative, baby. That's universal donor. That makes me what? Feathers up, feathers up. The mother of civilization. That's who I am. And that's who I'm going to be. And you can say whatever you want. We was always here. You don't see Trump coming after us with no ice. Trump ain't coming because he knows who we are. Trump ain't coming after us with no ice. Okay? Like it behooves me to see that the people from over across the waters, now we've done so much. Like I'm going to reiterate about Nigeria. Nigeria gets its name from a Caucasian journalist. Nigeria is named after a Caucasian woman. Okay, Britain had their foot on Nigeria's back, and it was because the Civil Rights Movement was a peace treaty, the Indian Removal Act, and the Indian Bill of Rights. And it was Thurman Good Marshall that got the British off their back. Okay, he got them off their back. Okay, and then y'all want to say we don't have a culture, from our jazz music to blues, hip hop, R&B, salsa, everything. We've done that. Okay, so y'all want to say we don't have a culture? We are the culture. We are the culture. So when y'all say all these, things not true, because y'all love us and hate us at the same time. Everybody's twerking. Everybody's doing hip hop. Everybody. This is black. You see this right here? This is black. She's not black. She's not black.
Nowhere near black.
Okay, nowhere near black. Brown. But that was a reclassification because black means dead in law. It means dead in law. That means you have no rights.
No soul.
Right, so we're not the Black Americans. Okay, we're the original autochthon, okay, Americans. We always was here. And that's why everybody fights against us, because they want to be us.
So bad.
So bad. You say,
they go over and beyond.
Now we go over there. Let me tell you, I went to Africa in the 90s. I went to Ghana, Senegal, Mali, and Gambia. When I went, I took books, I took food, I planted food. When I was in Ghana, they had so many rats. They had all white Jesus Christ. Now, Senegal, Gambia, and Mali is under Islam. So they had like books and stuff stacked up, and they was telling the history about their oppression. And then we went to Gorée Island, where they had like this ship, but it was just there. And they was telling this false narrative about how we was brought over there, but they had no proof. And so they collaborated with North America, because all these countries, and then how all the Senegalese and all of West Africa came to Harlem because they let America put their military bases in America. So in exchange, they came to Harlem. History. And so now, after we done supported them, been good to them, looked out for them, now that our people are waking up and knowing that they're not African, just like the Chinese know that they're not Japanese, like a Korean know that they're not Philippine, like a Philippine know that they're not Indonesian, okay? Like a German knows that they're not Italian, like an Italian know they're not French, like a Swede know that they not English or Britain, okay? Nobody, you don't see no other race, even the people from Bharat, aka India, they're darker than me and her, and they never refer to themselves as black.
We've been called every byword. It even tells you that in the Bible.
We had 17 reclassification names. the only people on the planet that make it through all that oppression and still keep reinventing ourselves, from jazz to blues to funk to soul music to R&B to hip hop. Hip hop has been around since the 1940s. Okay, they was doing hip hop in suits. There's nothing as a so-called, nothing's new under the sun. Like James Baldwin said, he's a famous writer, and he was speaking in the 50s. And he was saying, when you was rooting for the Cowboys, you
We're getting
are
our true
the
history today.
Indians, okay?
Yeah.
You are the Indians. You are the original Atoxan people. The world conspired against us,
Psalms 83.
okay? And now guess what? The world's getting a wake-up call. France is under what they did to Haiti. Sak passe na boule, mes amis amwe, Haiti, Aibobo. They had them under their regime and reign. They had to pay them back. And guess what? Now Trump is not giving any more money to France. They feeling it. All these countries is going to
whole
feel
world.
it. Because remember when Trump was on Oprah's show, she said, why don't you run for president? He said, if I was president, the first thing I'd do is cut all these countries off that come here and make money and sit at home. And while the American people stay poor. Remember when they was talking about the Native Americans in Congress and he was there? He said they don't look like the American Indians.
Everybody knows
I
except
know.
for us,
Yeah,
right?
he said they don't look like the Indians that I know.
Just like Hitler.
Okay.
They left one color and came back another.
Okay. So we know we woke now. We don't care. You're not going to come on my feed and be telling me who I am, and you don't even know my mother, my father, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother. You don't know anything about me, and you're going to put me in a place where I visited there. Like I told you, they want to give
True
me
history
land.
today.
They want to give me land. I turned
Eat.
them down. I told them, I said, listen, give
We
the
don't need no
locals,
food.
give them their land. Okay, and I planted food there. I took books there. I took clothes. Like the same thing when I went to Jamaica, man. Me do the same thing when we go to Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Me now want to live in Jamaica because guess what's going on in Jamaica? The Chinese gave Jamaica $2.3 billion. They started redoing their roads, right? But meanwhile, the Jamaicans, and you know China is a communist country, the Jamaicans are
True history.
not getting any work.
Not
They
his
have
story.
all the money is staying within China. So they bought their workers, and now, you know, just like they did in Ghana, they went over there. They went over to Ghana, the Chinese. They now mixing with the indigenous people of that land, and, you know, mixing it and having babies and stuff. And now because they're communists and they fighting with Trump, and Jamaica makes their money off of tourism. Because I done lived in Belize, I lived in Central America, I
That's
know.
why it's good to go travel.
And you have to travel the world, not travel it through television.
Yeah.
And so what happened now in Jamaica is really sad. That's how they make money. And I have a lot of Rastafari, you know, brethrens and sistrens in Jamaica.
That's what I want
And
about
so they're telling me that it's a ghost town there. There's no money, no nothing, because China is fighting with Trump, and now they're making it hard for American and Caucasians that come from Europe, whatever. Those are the big time tourist people. They love the ganja and they love the reggae music. You done know already, man. Miss say,
Then I know.
they not know. Them not know nothing. Cha, man. Them not know nothing, man. Aya, you make money in Jamaica, sweet Jamaica, from tourism. But the leaders of these countries, the same thing over in Africa, which the original name of Africa, look it
true
up,
story.
is
Not his story.
Akibulan. Okay?
Wait, say it
And
again.
Akibulan. Akibulan is the original name of Africa. Okay? These names are misnomers like us. It's misnomers, okay?
Another
Misnomers.
byword for them.
Just like Nigeria, I'll say it all over. They the main ones talking crap about us. It's named after a Caucasian journalist. And the British had their foot on them, and it was Thurgood Marshall, who was part of the Civil Rights Movement, which was a peace treaty, which was the Indian Bill of Rights, which was the Indian Act removal. And who are the Indians? The American Negro. We got Caucasians, we got Asians, we got everybody telling, even now, the fake Native Americans is coming out saying we're not the real ones. We stole your culture, we stole your land, we came from Siberia. We in the
That's
age
them
of truth
From
for-
England.
from 2000 153 years. You cannot stop the truth, Aya. La verdad es la verdad, mi gente. Entonces, cuando tú no entiendes nada, cállate la boca, porque tú no estudiando nada. Entonces, cuando tú no te estudias nada, tú es una idiota. Claro que sí. Esta parte, mi amor. That part. Okay? So I'm going to tell you. Okay? I just want to shout out those Asian young brothers and sisters and Caucasians that's going hard on social media, letting the world know that the so-called black American, which we are not black, are the indigenous, the real American Indians, not the ones from Bharat, aka Hindustans with the dot, because the British named them India. And when you look it up, and you can go to Google right now while you're talking to me, it means slave. Okay? The oldest DNA in the world, they thought he was so-called African American, traces back to Albert Perry. Huh?
That's your pointer?
This is my pointer.
Okay.
This is my pointer right now. Albert Perry, his DNA goes back 340,000 years. Okay? So when they using these codes, calling us African American, we only became African American when Jesse Sellout Jackson, who is now in a wheelchair, for telling that lie, and he was running around with a Cherokee American Indian card. If you watch the movie with Beyonce,
Tink.
Cadillac Records, watch that movie, okay? Chuck Berry, played by Mos Def, had an American Indian Cherokee card. He said, "You're Indian?" And they said, "I'm Indian." So did Old Dirty Bastard, who I go to his tribe. Shout out to Chief Eagle Eye. I go to the Shinnecock Nation in New York because I'm a native New Yorker. So I go to that. I go there. I've been there. And Old Dirty Bastard was on the what's that guy named Howard Stern show. And he was like, he said, "Yeah, we Indians, we don't trust the water."
I was staring at you.
Yeah, and so that lady, when I say black, I'm insulting you. The lady, the chick that's his hype woman, she was like, "Oh, like Tonto? You're Indian like Tonto?" And he was like, I'm Shinnecock. My great grandfather owned Manhattan. Was the richest Indian on that region. He says it in his hip hop songs. Okay, so we're not making up anything. The original Asians look like. The original
Right here.
Europeans look like. Okay.
We all over the world.
Okay.
Everything.
Australia, Africa. We all have brown skin and this texture of hair. Okay. The whole world is melanated
Okay.
or toxin people.
The whole world
As we
conspired.
know, right.
The
And we
whole
know that
world.
the Caucasians come from the Caucasus Mountain and they were on all four and we civilized them. All the names you have is our names. These ain't no slave names. Denise, Janice, John, Robert. These are a toxin names. Okay? So you're getting a her story
Her story,
lesson.
not his story.
Because in the library, they bury lies and hide the truth.
Come on.
Okay, that part. I'm letting them know. You know I'm letting them know, Simon. You know, you done know already, Simon. That's why they banned me off of TikTok because I was coming with the truth.
through.
Shout out to Earth Speak. Shout out to Getty. Shout out to Chief Voodoo from Haiti, aka IT. We coming with the realness. We coming with receipts and debunking the lies. All y'all have is an illustration of us on a boat packed as sardines. But when
It
you
was
go
the opposite way around.
right, they took us. They bought 20, and you can see they have the manifest. The captain's manifest online. 23 Africans came over. They took 1,500 of us from here to the West Indies, to Europe, and then to Africa. And they brought us back over as African. That's why you'll see some Africans have O negative and O positive blood because they were taken from here and over there. Right. And so the Black Lemurs came over here and they conspired with the Caucasians, and that's how they took it over. There's more to come. We just wanted to put y'all on point. Although I'm not on Instagram anymore because they banned me, but it's okay. Because when you think about it, Instagram is owned by China. They're watching your every move. If they want to drop a bomb on your house, they can. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook,
I'm
TikTok
on
because
TikTok.
because it's American. I was on there, but afterwards, and the original, there was no such thing as the Middle East. Like everything you have learned, you have to unlearn.
Right.
Egypt is over here. We have the
Right.
most pyramids.
And here we want to leave here.
Africa got 68 rivers. We have over 25,000. The water. That's why Ethiopia always had a famine. But you never hear Ethiopians talking about us because Michael Jackson and them said, "We are the world. We are the children. We did money for them." You never hear the South Africans talking about us because we went hard for apartheid. Hard for apartheid. Hola, ¿cómo está mi amor Hector? Que tenga un buen día. Está la
Hey,
reina diosa en la casa.
they all my folks.
But I
Glory
just
to
want to
God.
let y'all know, do your own research. Stop watching television, AKL
A lot.
television. Okay? Do your research. Okay? Because the
Get out and
truth is here.
travel.
Yeah, see the world. And you're going to go Indonesia, Asia. They look like me when you go out in the rural part.
Yeah.
Because the Caucasian looking Asian, pale face, tan, beige, they never call themselves tell. They're about this complexion right here. Okay?
Look.
They never call themselves tan, beige, or pink.
And they waiting on us to get our shit
Right.
together.
Everybody, the whole world knows who we are. The ancient ones. We are the sun children, children of the star. The star being the nine ether. Okay, that's why we got 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. Six. That's who we
And then they
are.
taught us the
This is the
666 is a
carbon.
devil
It's not, this
worship.
is the carbon. Look at that carbon. Beautiful carbon. Beautiful carbon. Carbonated. So we're greatness, and we always know it like Muhammad Ali said. We're greatness.
That's how
He
he was in
told
the
the story
boxing ring.
in 1958. He had just won the Olympics, and he went to go in a restaurant, and there was some Africans. He said they were so black, they was blue black, and they had their turbans on and their little stuff. And the Caucasian guy said, that's when it was segregation. He said, "Oh, you could let the Africans in because they're not the same people, but don't let the niggers in." Okay? He said at
It's a
that
difference.
point,
That should
it's a
let you know it's
difference.
a
We're
big
not the
difference.
same.
Right.
He went and he took his Olympic medal and threw it in the river because he had won for his country. And this is why he became from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. So I'm going to leave you with that. Go do your research because we have great things to do. And we just want to give you, plant that
Open
seed.
that mind.
Think about it. You never see Asians, no Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Malaysian, Philippines. You never see no British, England, Switzerland, Canadians, French, Finland, Denmark saying, "Oh, you're not Denmark. You're." They nobody says that, but with us,
Yeah.
the Native Americans and the Africans want to tell us who we are, and you don't even know
They
us.
had audacity to say go back to Africa.
Right.
No.
And they come in here by the drove. If Africa's so great, why you coming here? And all these people that say their country's so great, why are you here?
No, they
Because
do
I'm
that.
not leaving. I was always here.
You had to get us off our land.
Shout
They
out
can
to
return.
Isaiah Thomas. He had his ESPN show, and he said, we go past 1492. He was like, go online, do your research. We was always here. We was always here. So I'm going to leave you with that. We was always here. Woo, 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 woo. Feathers up, feathers up, feathers up. Peace and natural hair grease, much love and light. Go to my website and purchase my
Please purchase
natural,
her natural.
toxin, indigenous American
Yes.
Indian products made plant-based.
Come on.
Happy, HAPPY, the number 2, BE Nappy. If your hair is busted, Queen Goddess, AK Chief Iskatani, how to
She's the
push get neat
realest.
talk on me, which means little butterfly under the what? Moonlight can fix it. Much love and light, and keep doing great things and know thy ancient self. Later, Simon, much love and light. Love you. Adios, nos vemos, Hector. Que tenga un buen fin de semana, hermano. Dale.
Get 'em up.
Ciao.
Thank y'all for all who
Peace.
joined.
Thanks for
Listen.
watching.
Yes.
And peace and light
Cool.
and love.